And 1,000. Now, what should I wish for?
Nintendo recently granted many people their own thousand crane technique wish and released the newest entry into the Paper Mario franchise, Paper Mario: The Origami King. While this game was highly anticipated, it was met with a hefty bit of criticism too. Oof! However, I honestly found myself enjoying the game quite a bit. This was my first entry into the Paper Mario franchise, so perhaps I didn't have the extremely high expectations that others had when approaching the game. But let's break it down and review Paper Mario: The Origami King. The Origami King is a charming tale of how Mario and Luigi were invited to an origami festival at Princess Peach's castle.
Mushroom Kingdom. Ogles. Origami Festival.
Naturally, they couldn't wait to go. They get there though and the princess has been turned into origami, which strictly speaking, shouldn't this be an upgrade going from 2D to 3D? The game doesn't seem too concerned about this, so I guess we'll just move right on along. Turns out though, there's an evil king named Ali behind all of this, and he is transforming the entire Mushroom Kingdom into origami, and Mario obviously wants to stop him to get the princess back to normal, and I guess, save the day once again. So Mario finds Ali's sister Olivia stashed away in the wall by Ali, and he then recruits her to help him. However, Ali wraps Princess's castle in 5 streamers and lifts it far off the ground, where obviously Mario cannot reach it and he gets flumped out in the middle of nowhere. So it is now up to Mario and Olivia to try to unravel all 5 streamers, get the castle back down, conquer Ali, and save the princess and the Mushroom Kingdom. While the story is admittedly pretty simple, the characters that Mario encounters and the dialogue throughout the game is pretty close to flawless. Bobby the Bob-omb is my favorite. He lost his memory due to an attack on an old ship while being attacked at sea. The interactions between him and Mario and Olivia, they always gave me a chuckle. I mean, just look at how he is even sitting when we are first introduced to it. For a close second as favorite side character in the Origami King, I'd have to go with Kamek, the Wizard of King Bowser, or Groundskeeper as we know him in this game. The cowardice is displayed throughout, and his dialogue really breathes life into his character, and it once again gives you a lot of chuckles throughout his time in your party. Now while Bobby and Kamek join the team for actual missions, even the characters that are just simply part of side missions are memorable. Take the tree Old Grand Sappy for instance. He was chopped down, but by finding the soul seed, you allow him to regrow to his former glory, and you get this awesome toe tapper to boot. It's just little stuff like this in the game that keeps you coming back. You want to get to know the characters of the game, read the little jokes throughout, and experience all the fun and little surprises that Nintendo has jam-packed and has in store for the player. The story and charm of the game, they get a perfect 10. The gameplay of Paper Mario is where the game starts to have some flaws though. I love the puzzle aspects of the game, filling in the holes with confetti, the exploration, and the few platforming spots as well. However, the battle system in the game, I can openly say I just dislike it. You have what is called a ring-based battle system. When you encounter a smaller enemy in the game, you are tossed into the battle mode. Your job is to try and line up all the enemies with a limited number of times that you can move the rings both horizontally or vertically. Lining up is either extremely easy or extremely hard. When it's easy, you can usually finish the battle without the enemies ever attacking you, which is boring. And even when it's hard and you don't solve the puzzle, the battle takes what seems like forever and you still win with no fear of dying. Every battle takes what seems like several minutes and brings the game to a complete halt. On top of that, you don't really get any reward for winning the battle either. You don't level up like most RPGs, you get some coins and the rare item every now and then, but it's nothing really special about it. And because you can get both of these in much faster ways in the game, it always feels like there's no real reward for fighting the battles to begin with. And occasionally you get sucked into a wave battle, which means at least 2 rounds of battle you have to go through and waste even more time. So they are slow, they're not much fun, and there's no reward. This means you literally go out of your way to avoid the battles in this game. The only time I think the ring battle system works is when you have boss battles. You have to arrange the rings to create a path to attack the boss and activate the various squares for origami abilities. The origami abilities are based on defeating developmental creatures, and often you have to choose which one is best to defeat the bosses. You have the ground one, you have the fire one, you have the ice one, you have the water one, and there's a few more in there as well. The boss battles make you at least think of strategies, and you feel like you've actually earned the victory as you go. Plus, it's sort of like playing a board game at the same time. That being said though, the boss battles have hours of gameplay between them, and they are not long enough to make the ring system a success. Sorry. Back to the positive. The setting of the game deserves its own part of this review. I love the world variety in this game. As I've talked about in past reviews, I'm a sucker for autumn levels, and Paper Mario the Origami King delivers on this in a big way. Autumn Mountain is a gorgeous world with a perfect palette of colors, and you get to explore the entire world for at least a couple of hours. The Great Sea World allows you to explore a variety of islands that you set sail between, almost giving Wind Waker vibes. Sandpaper Desert being the traditional Mario desert level, and of course, Bowser's Castle as always. Each level is filled with secrets to discover, jokes to hear, and they're generally beautifully crafted at the same time. Overall, I really enjoyed the Origami King. It's not a difficult game or one you have to really concentrate on. It's just a game that you put on to relax and just unwind with the charming worlds, characters, and humor. I almost view it more akin to watching an interactive, funny cartoon. Will I go back and play it again though? Honestly, probably not. However, I would highly recommend at least one playthrough of the game, because I found myself smiling and chuckling constantly throughout the entire time, except for during battles. I genuinely hate them. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and as always, go out there, find a great game to play, and just simply have a great rest of the day.